Hi, howdy, and hello, everybody out there. Welcome to Green Flags and Tight Chains, the official podcast of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling social media outlets, specifically our Facebook page. My name is Mike Idle, hanging out with you here tonight, right in the heart of fair week, fair season, and most importantly, truck and tractor pulling season. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what you've got going on. Let me know what questions you have. The premise of the show looks like this. I'm going to be your tour guide on the horsepower ride through our Facebook page. We're going to look at the Facebook page and examine everything that's out there while highlighting all of last week's stories and the upcoming stories for this week in pulling. We want to look at you, the fans, and what you contribute on the Facebook page. One thing I try to do, try to generate content through hypothetical questions. I'm really experimenting and learning a lot of things out there, how to create videos, how to create reels, TikToks, things such as that. We're going to look at what you guys have with that. Big one this week was fans. Where were you at? What pictures did you have? Who captured some great ones? But we'll also discuss all the hypotheticals, the things that you always talk about when you're going to pulls with your buddies. If you could drive a vehicle, what would you call it? You know, if you could buy an outlaw pulling vehicle out there, whose would it be? Who do you think's going to win? Yada, yada, yada. The hypothetical questions haven't had as many lately. I generate a lot more of those in the off season, a lot more bread and butter or meat and potatoes content as we're actually at pulls. Big crowd already jumping on here tonight. Thank you guys. A lot of viewers out there. And I hope you tuned in to Outlawed Live with Ron Stone. Thank you as always to Ron for guiding me through everything that he does and allowing me to be on that show alongside with him. It was a busy week last week as we just recapped in our show prior, Outlawed Live, as I mentioned. We had several shows with several stories. I'll tell some of the stories about where I was last week, talk about where I'm going, talk about what's going on. I did invite a guest. It'd be the first time I've had a guest on this show. I did invite a guest. That individual said that he was pretty busy, didn't know what his evening schedule was going to look like. I didn't know if we were going to run late, run early. We'll wait and see what's going on there, but it's the story that I really, really want to look at. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. We're going to look at what's going on Facebook. Mark Fisher watching from the great state of Iowa. Good to see you, Mark. How are you? Mr. Fred Petch, how are you doing today, sir? Always love talking to you and gaining as much knowledge as I can from you at pulls. Fred Petch is who I consider to be the resident outlaw historian. He was very kind, and he gifted me several of the outlaw programs over the past decade or so. My sons and I have had a great time going over those, learning a lot. Look through the old programs. Look through the old hero cards. That's a fun way to learn all the stories and put the pieces together. So that's been really, really neat. Big story tonight. I'm going to share my screen. I've got it loaded on Facebook right where I want to look at it. Really want to highlight the longest run I have ever seen at a tractor pull. I've been going to truck and tractor pulls since I was a little kid. Got involved with media and broadcast with it, excuse me, in the past year or so. Any pull I've ever been to, any pull I've ever live streamed, this was the furthest run I've ever seen. We're going to take a look at that on Facebook and check out some of the comments. Hope everybody's having an awesome Tuesday night. I hope you're headed to a pull. There's tons of them over the next 4 days. If you can't go to a pull, I hope you're live streaming a pull. We work with a great crew at outlawpulling.tv. That's another job that I will kind of role I'll play as the season goes along. I run a camera with them. Let's take a look at this mammoth pass that we saw in Pawnee City on, see if we can make this full screen for you guys. Pawnee City on Saturday night at the Pawnee County Fair. So let's set the stage a little bit right here. You're looking at a V12 Allison called the Warhawk, driven by Gage Ott. Gage and his brother Blake drive twin matching V12 Allison powered light modified tractors. Brother Blake, he's kind of had his day in the sun. He's been in the limelight heretofore for the light modified class. He was your previous points champion in 2023. You flip through those programs that Fred gifted me, you'll see his name comes up very frequently in the frequent flyer as a points champion. Gage is always right there with him. They kind of go 1 and 2. It's kind of like Ricky Bobby and whoever Ricky Bobby's best friend was in the old movie Talladega Nights. They were 1-2. They've been shaking and baking for years. But Gage has had that hunger in his eyes. He's the younger brother. He's willing to work. But his tractor has been due. Now, we're going to look at a massive distance here. And before people start talking about, oh, the sled's really light, this, that, and the other, Brother Blake led off the class, pulled 350 and change, and that was an untouchable distance. The rest of the class was hooking in those comfortable traditional distances, 290, 301, 312 distances like that. Heavy hitters like Wes Sievers and Andrew Beckman, who have all picked up wins so far this season. Gage was winless on the season. He had to go 350 and change, final hook of his class, to beat his big brother. Let's take a look and see what he did in Pawnee City on Saturday night. Look at his reaction, folks. Look at this reaction. Let's back this up and look at it one more time. I really want you to pay attention. Pay attention to the leader flag here. Pay attention to where he's got to go. 350 is what he had to beat. When he starts fist pumping is when he knows he's past it. Look how much he continues. Boom, we're past the leader flag. And the flagman is sprinting. Checked in at a distance 418 feet. It's the longest distance I have ever seen at a pull. I know at the Enderley at NTPA last year, they let him really get out and run. I know at Wisner last year, Goodwin laid out a pass that was like 407 or something like that. 418 feet, longest pass I'd ever seen for the walk-off win. It was like every second place he had ever gotten in his career was like an inch or a foot that was owed to him. And it's like he sat there and accumulated this debt that he was owed from the pulling track and cashed in on every single foot on that Saturday night. The crowd exploded. It doesn't get any cooler than that. Gage Ott picks up his first win. I think it's his first win of the 2024 season. Massive, massive pass. You can find this video. This is our winners video. If you want to look at where I am at right here, you can see right here, class winners from Pawnee City, Nebraska 2024. This is the type of content that is being generated on the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Facebook page. And speak of the man of the hour, let's bring him on right here. He's back in the green room, getting his makeup all done. We'll bring him on momentarily and see what he has to say. Gage, thanks for joining us, bud. How we doing, man?
No problem. Pretty good. How about you?
Oh, we're doing awesome. So thanks for joining us on Green Flags and Tight Chains, the official podcast of the Outlaw social media Facebook page. What we typically do here, we look at the Facebook page, bring all that to the fans. There was one thing that I really wanted the fans to see. Tell us the story right here. So you win the class, you go 418 feet. What did that mean to you to come away with that victory that night?
You know, it meant a lot. Like I said when you interviewed me that night after that, you know just as well as me, I've been fighting that tractor all year long. Like I said, we're trying some different stuff on it, new sets of tires and stuff like that. The set I actually had on there that night was the set that I ran all of last year. It's a really goofy set. I've been fighting with those as well as my new ones. But it's just one of those tracks, and those tires, they seem when you get on a track like that, when they work, and nobody's going to touch them. So
when you hook to the, I want you to walk through this whole run with us. We're going to watch it here in a second. So as you're sitting with the tight chain and the green flag right here, Blake's sitting at 350. What goes through your mind? Are you thinking, okay, big brother is going to do it again, and I'm hoping just to be out there close? Or did you know that the stars were aligning and this was a special night?
Knowing my tractor and knowing the set of tires that I had on there, me and Blake we feel like we're pretty good at reading tracks and stuff. We had a feeling that it was going to be a track that those tires were going to work on. So I kind of had a feeling something like that was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to be in that big of a way. I had a feeling.
What's the farthest you've ever pulled a sled before this?
I think that's the farthest. 418 would be the farthest. So
before you hooked this, had you ever been at 380, 390? What were some of your bigger passes prior to this one?
I think we pushed 400 before. Back in the Nebraska Bush days, up in like Dunlap, Iowa, I think I had a pretty good pass. But some other passes a few years ago at the Cowtown Showdown. I don't remember how far that was, but that was up and over the sand pile at the end.
Sure. Well, of course, you don't exactly have 450 feet to play with there at Cowtown, but anytime that you're scooping sand up out of your weight box up at the front, you know you've got a big pass. So let's watch this video together, and I'll pause it at any point, or we'll watch it and we'll go back and pause it. I want you to walk us through as a driver, kind of when you felt it hook up and kind of when you knew that it was something big, and then at the end of it, you know, it just kept going. Let's take a look at it. And don't be afraid to add some commentary. Just kind of walk us through this pass, man.
At the starting line. So it surprised me how well it hooked up. I wasn't prepared for that, but I thought I was trying to roll into the throttle as easy as I could, and the front end came up and it took off from there. So
right about here, we paused the video. This is the first fist bump. So we've got hand on the throttle, hand in the air. This is about where you were scooting past the leader flag. What are we thinking in our mind right now as that hand goes in the air?
My hand was going to be up that long. So
that's awesome. So did you think it was going to settle in and stop pretty quickly?
If you look in the video, Dad and Blake are standing down at the starting line. You can see Blake starts to throw his fists up in the air too, if you pay really close attention. So
let's take a look at it. I don't think that we can do both audio at the same time. Let's take a look at it and see if we can spot that. So at this point, we're settled in, we're done, and now we've got both hands going. You're the only puller I've seen to fist pump with both of them. So Dad and Blake were sharing the excitement too.
And then the flag guy at the end there, he got in on it too. It made me even more excited. So
well, I've seen flagmen backpedal before. I've never seen a flagman turn and sprint like he had an open net at a hockey match and he had to get back there to stop a fast break. So PJ had his running shoes on there. And then you gave us, I was hoping you'd give the fans what they wanted, and you totally did as you come out of your seat here at the end of it.
You know it's good, and flagman even gives you a fist bump. So
as you came out of your seat and you've got both hands in the air, did you kind of feel like you needed a win? You had been deserved a win, and then it's like when you hit a game-winning home run, but you didn't just hit a game-winning home run. You hit a grand slam, and that ball, I don't think it ever landed. What's it mean to pick up is this your first win of the season?
This season, yeah, it would be. Yep.
And to win with a distance like that, I mean, just tell us the emotions you're feeling. Here, I'll back up the video just a freckle. I mean, when you're standing here, you're out of your harness and you got both hands in the air. You can hear the crowd. What's that like?
It was especially the crowd's reaction. That's what really meant the most to me. I mean, you were there. I mean, obviously it was a big crowd for Pawnee City. I felt like it was the most that I've been there, but it sounded like, as many people as in Rock Valley. That's how loud it got. By the time I had my helmet off, everybody was cheering, and then different choice words, and they were just as excited as me, I think. So that's
you're sitting there saying heck yeah and woohoo and maybe a couple other descriptors as well, right? So, but the way that track sits, it's kind of down in a bowl. You're kind of down in a little ravine. So it's almost like Louisville. I mean, you're almost this indoor feeling setting, and they blew the roof off for it. So, well done on that path. That's a special one. Is this one that's going to go up in the memory bank and sit on the shelf for a long time?
For sure, especially like you guys with Beer Money and everything. You guys posted all those videos out there. I've been watching them on TikTok and Facebook. They've been getting lots of views. So it's awesome to see that. So.
Have you rolled through Norfolk, Nebraska today and had more than one person patting you on the back because they saw it on the internet?
Actually, up in Hardington last night, we went to a concert up there, and I was walking by the beer tent where they were selling beer, and some guy was like, "Hey, nice pass last night, Gage. I look your TikTok," and I was like, "Thanks, dude."
That's what it's all about, and that's what we're trying to generate here, and that's how we try to take pulling to the next level, you know. And big thank you tonight for coming on late and doing this interview with us. What's your week look like this week? This is we've got a lot going on this week. Where are we going to see you over the next 4 days?
So tomorrow, I think I'm heading down with you over to Mercer. I'm going to have Dex 4-1 down there, and then I'll be back up here and Pierce on Thursday, Wayne Friday, of course, and then I think we go to Lamar's on Saturday. So
you're pulling all 4 days, man. Pulling the 4-1 tomorrow, and then you're going to run the light. Do the light mods go 3 days in a row after that?
Yep. So
will you be running the same tires in the same setup again?
Yes, that's my plan.
What did Blake have to say to you at the end of it?
He didn't say much, really. He was a surprise to me. Like I said before, we read the track and we kind of know what our tractors are going to do. We had a feeling something like that was going to happen, but like I said, not in that big of a way. But
so definitely. is he walking around your tractor and looking at? Are your tractors set up about the exact same, or are they pretty independent of each other?
Chassis wise and everything, they're identical. Engine wise, my engine's a few years old. We've just put a brand new engine on Blake's chassis this year, so his is all new on his. Mine, I have a new engine sitting on the floor in pieces yet, but hopefully next year we can get that back out on mine. But like our goal with mine this year, I wanted to try a few different things, some new sets of tires. Hopefully could get a new set of tires figured out and then get my new engine put on next year and really come out hard. So.
Yeah, that bigger and better things coming. And I've spoke to several other people or a handful of other people in your class who are looking at making more changes. This class is really catching on, and a lot of people are really enjoying it. So big things coming in it as well. Anybody that you want to thank or give a shout out to while you're here in front of the internet and the world tonight?
Our sponsors and everything that help make the wheels go around. When you can start out the year and pretty much have the fuel and the truck and everything paid for, it just makes it a lot easier on us. And we can really concentrate on what we love to do, and that's work on Allisons and turn those Allisons hard and constantly try new things and try to improve ourselves. So, like I said, when you interviewed us in over in Concord that night, I wouldn't be here without my brother. Like I said, he does everything, engineering and anything wise. Those chassis, those all come out of his head, you know. I gotta give everything to him. I wouldn't be here without him. So.
Well said, man. If someone wants to build a light modified or have an Allison worked on, can they give you guys a call?
We just finished one this spring. Hopefully he'll have it out next year. We made a rolling chassis for him. He came and picked it up. He's putting his engine on it. So.
Give your workshop a quick plug. If they want to contact the Brothers Ott to have light modified or Allison work done, how do they contact you?
Just go to the Outpulling page. You can message us on there, or message me or Blake on Facebook. So.
Yep. And that's a lot of fun when you can go pulling while still working on them behind the scenes too. A lot of pullers in this class, I think you guys work with or have a hand in, especially some of the top performers in this. So congratulations, man. I was excited for you. It was well earned and much due. And you gave Pawnee City and the internet something to talk about for the next week or so.
Yeah, and like I said before, I got to thank you guys with the Beer Money Pulling team and everything you guys do. I mean, trying to grow the sport, that's what the sport needs, and I really appreciate all the work you guys put in to do that. So.
We appreciate you guys pulling week in and week out and bringing the crowds out. Gage, good luck this week. Hope your success continues. And let's see a tight battle all the way down to the end of the year in this light modified class, man.
That will be. I think I got 9 points to catch up behind Blake, but
You're right there. You're within striking distance. So thanks for coming on tonight, man. Have a great evening.
thank you.
Yep. All right, folks, that was Gage Ott walking us through his massive pass right there, longest pass I've ever seen. Let's go ahead and look at the whole video. The purpose of this show is to try and look at everything that the Outlaw Facebook page is making available to you guys. So we'll look at this. This is Pawnee City. This is one of just 4 pulls that we had going on at the Thunder in the Dirt Case IH National Points Series last week. But we'll look at our highlight video from Pawnee City on Saturday night and check this out. And as Gage mentioned, this is assembled at the Outlaw Facebook page by the Beer Money Pulling Team, courtesy of them. So let's look at this together really quickly. Got the Dirt Hanging Demonstrator in LLP. Running back with that awesome gold hooded demonstrator. They went back and forth in this class. The track got better and better, and the final competitors lead all night long. You can see the passion these pullers are coming with these days. You know, they want it. This is Joshua Rail out of Missouri, and the Boot Hill Express showed up to play and has been doing nothing but sit on top since then. You can see PJ, the flagman, backpedaling there too in the modified 2-wheel drive division. Gage Ott in the Warhawk. Yeah, I mean, that puts, when you see where the other pullers were way out there, you can see how he's 100 foot out the back door. That's just crazy. Just crazy. So happy for these guys. Constant Chaos in the light pro stock with the big 5-inch turbocharger. Frank Boboy, we spoke about him on Outlawed Live, winning the light super stock class. Consistency wins point championship. Keeping the gremlins out from underneath the hood of the Green Lightning. National Farm Machinery Show qualifier. He won with like a 301. So that truly puts in perspective what Gage's pass looked like. And then the Super Farms, another one that went back and forth down to the wire, and another National Farm Machinery Show competitor with the Stanky score. Yeah, you can see where the white chalk ends. White chalk ends at approximately 320, and they're allowed the runoff area. So that really puts in perspective some of the distances that we saw here. We'll take a quick look at some of the other things that you guys can see on the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Facebook page. We'll go all the way up to the top. A lot of content on there. You had to scroll all the way to the bottom just to get back to Saturday night's highlights. So as we look down this together, Holganics Midwest, amazing sponsors. They're putting on the summer sweep that we highlighted. All 3 classes in Mercer, Missouri, going to be kicking off with that. You can see bipolar Keith Hammond's way out in front. Not way out in front, but in front at the moment in the pro stock 4-wheel drive truck class. Here was a big one. Let's take a look at this one. This was another one from Pawnee City. This one made me jump. I'm not going to lie. I was announcing and I told the crowd, I said, I jumped. Big boom coming here for the light super stock Alki burner under the hood. It's like really slippery at the starting line. Starting line was getting a little greasy by the end of the show. I jumped. Yeah, you can hear me. I jumped. That one, I've watched a lot of pulling, and I get accustomed to this stuff. That video does not show you the justice of the violence that this thing exploded with as a turbocharger left the chat. We'll hit a few more posts. We'll let you guys go. I know it's getting late, and I know we have big pulling to get to this week. Monster passes going down the class. This is our highlight video for Wayne that we're going to see on Friday night. Here's your Facebook reel of Gage's vehicle. Awesome, awesome piece of imagery being put together here by Chandler Pickler. Does a great job for us. Super cool stuff. Haven't been hitting my hypothetical questions nearly as much. You can see Schaefer Oil, big sponsor of ours. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Lots and lots of pulling to get to. Big thank you for Gage Ott for coming on here. This is Mike Idle. This has been Green Flags and Tight Chains. Make sure that you find somewhere to watch some pulling this week. Are you going to watch any outlaw pulling, Mr. BG Party Pull Party BG Party Nut? You change your name every other week on me. Are you watching any outlaw pulling this week, buddy? Hopefully that you are. Outlawpulling.tv has you covered. We'll hit just a few more as the comments are coming in. Lots and lots of good stuff going on out here. Your whole Organics Midwest Summer Sweep. We checked out those points just a second ago. Here's the app that Ron and I were talking about. Pullers and fans you can now watch on your Android devices. So much great content. Folks, we're going to call it a night. Thank you for watching Green Flags and Tight Chains. Pulling is fun. Have a great Tuesday evening, folks.